My dad had a very strict rule in the household. You either working or you in college. If you got one of those two going on, not going on, you out of his crib.
You gotta go.
So I dropped out of college. I went to school for audio video production. I dropped out of school. I come home. My dad looked me dead in the face and said, "Get the F out." And he was like, "Your life is gonna forever change. You a piece of, get out my house." And I remember that feeling of being like, you know what? I'm gonna make a change right now. So I looked him dead in his face and said, "You're gonna bite those words. I will never step foot back into this house until you bite those words." So I never moved back into my house ever. I went from getting kicked out, slept on my best friend's floor, was mopping floors at Flywheel Sports, and somebody, Ruth Zuckerman, looked at me and saw light, and she said, "You know what? Here's an opportunity." So when I show up to work the first day of training to move those pedal strokes, I'm moving it to prove my dad wrong. April 4th, 2016, 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm walking out of the 23rd Street Peloton studio, my phone rings. I pick up, "Pops, what's up?" "Yo, just want to let you know, Lex, I'm proud of you." Man, I ain't never in my life have felt the resistance off my shoulders. I broke down crying in the middle of 23rd Street.
Okay. This is supposed to be a good story. It is a good story, but at the same time, it's not. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm saying. So you mean to tell me you had two things: either get a job or go to school, and you dropped out of school. So, as my grandmother would say, "Oh, you think fat meat ain't greasy?" So you came home after you said, "Oh, well, I just forget it. I ain't doing it." I was like, "Get out." Now to use that as motivation, I'm gonna show you. I hear you, but I don't hear you because, truth be told, it's your own laziness that got you in that situation. Not your father. Your father just kept his word. You, on the other hand, broke yours. Either you're gonna go to school or get a job. I went to school, but I dropped out. Video and audio, man, you act like that's not a hard subject. But guess what? I'm gonna prove to you, Dad, that you made a mistake by kicking me out. I'm never coming back here from dropping out of school because you told me if I dropped out or if I didn't work, I was gonna get out of here. So now I'm gonna sleep on floors, and now I'm gonna get a job. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a job, and I'm gonna mop floors. And you know what? Now I got a job, and somebody saw something in me, and then I started working. I became successful. Ha, Dad! Look at that! Look at what I did. It's like, so ultimately, you were forced to do what your dad told you to do in the first place. So the man told you he's proud of you, you broke down. Why would you break down? Because telling this story on national TV, you act like you a victim. Who are you a victim to? Who? Your dad or your decisions? Let's just be honest about this sometimes. And now, I'm pedaling for my life on Peloton. That's cool. That's cool. Congratulations to being successful. I'm glad your dad's proud of you. But don't act like your dad put you in this situation. Act like you put you in that situation. It ended up working out well in the end, but stop acting like, you some innocent person in this. Because guess what? If you got kids, guess what you're going to tell your kids? Hey, you can't just sit in the house. You ain't going to become, you're not going to graduate high school and just sit in the house. You can't just sit around my house. No, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to go to school. You're going to have to join the military. You got to do something. You just can't just sit around here because if that's what you think you're going to do, you got to go. And guess what? And your kids, I was sleeping on the couch and I got a job. And, it's funny how you can figure out how to be an adult when you not living under your parents' roof and you're living under another adult's roof that may be your same age. Then, oh, I'm sleeping on the floor here, dog. I mean, but I ain't paying no bills. Exactly. Now, people look out for people all the time, but we got to cut this BS, this lie out where you can just go out into the world and just do your worst and expect people to be cool with it. Or you could just screw up and expect people to be cool with it. They're not going to be cool with it. The twist of fate could be, what if your dad let you stay? What if he enabled you and let you stay? Guess where you wouldn't be? On Peloton. If he was a good dad that just said, son, I told you if you don't go to school, you don't work, you gotta get out of my house, but forget it, I love you. You might still be in that man's house to this day. Feel like Deontay Wilder to this day. So let's stop. You know, my issue is, and this is not demonizing, but sometimes, but in our society, this is demonizing the father, or this is throwing him under the bus in some type of way. But it's like, bro, you need to grow up. You was acting like a child, and you needed to grow up. And he made you grow up. You might not have liked it, but it was necessary. Because by your story, you wasn't growing up on your own. He had to force it. And a lot of people don't want to deal with that fact that sometimes people have to force you to grow up. And sometimes dad's the bad guy. That's my dog. He don't like, he ready to get up and get out of there. I'm sick of being around you, understand? But, you know, dad could be the bad guy because I forced you to be a man. Okay. You needed it. You really needed it. Because if you didn't get it, God knows where you'll be. So ultimately, he's proud of you. I'm glad it's heartfelt. I'm glad you felt like a weight was lifted off your shoulder, because somewhere along the line you knew how you started this initially wasn't good. And I can say that because I've known people who've gone to college and dropped out and acted like, and didn't even tell their parents, let them find out, and then it went bad. So let me okay. But I'm gonna end this video right here because obviously my dog whining in the background because he won't go outside. So tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, know I gave you everything I had.